Sway. Thank you for coming in. If y'all can, y'all can follow the Shout Backup page. Any questions or concerns, please follow Shout Bob Backup page in this page and submit your questions through the backup page. All questions will be answered by me live on direct. But while we here, I'm smoking my hookah since I gotta be on live and I don't really like this stuff, so make it work. So you're definitely one of the businesses, Tazzy. I'm definitely going to do an interview with. Just need to get some other things. Shout out to Tazzy. I think she does embroidery. Please comment if I did that wrong. I'm not sure exactly. Shout your business out. Tag your business page. Things of that nature as well. As y'all see at the top, everyone keep asking me, man, what is Shout Bob? And pretty much where I'm at is Shout Bob is Shout Black-owned businesses. It's simple as that, but it's easy to say Bob. So, as my mission statement says, Shout Bob is pretty much a direct link from consumer to Black-owned business. The differences are with this page. I'm looking to actually do interviews and things of that nature. I do apologize. Let me stop. It's not embroidery. It's custom things. So I do apologize for that. Please excuse me for messing up your business title and things of that nature. Where was I? So to bridge the gap, what makes this different is I felt it would be easier just to do a live stream and let the people ask the questions that they have to ask, and I can answer them directly. That way, there's no mismatch or re-explaining and things of that nature, which I don't mind explaining. But as I was saying, this platform is really to have the insight of the business. I want to do in-depth interviews with people, business owners, up-and-coming business owners, or what we call the finessers. There's a lot of them since the pandemic has came out. A lot of people I realized that, well, most people for the pandemic, it really changed a lot for a lot of people. This is probably the time that I've seen more business owners pop up out of nowhere to pursue their dreams and things of that nature in the middle of the pandemic. Most people are being more creative and things of that nature. So why not highlight these people? Why not give them a platform so they can understand where they're coming from? And you'd be surprised at how many people are on the same page as that business owner, right? For the most part, that's really the gist and to get down to it. I do have a few questions that I see was submitted. Most of these questions, this question here was submitted as a up and coming business owner, and he asks, I can't say it the way he said it, but what made you stop bull spitting and execute? Wow, that's a great question, man. So, where we at is, for me, I could speak for me, life. Life would change a lot of things for a lot of people, right? The differences are, for me, is really the breakdown of where you at and where you want to go. And I equate that to a feeling. As always, it's crazy, but that feeling of when, I guess you're walking down, let's say you're going a long way home, let's put it that way. And instead of going a long way home, but as I was saying, what if you taking a long way home is the safest route to take home? But this in particular day, you took the short route. With taking that short route, right? you knew something would probably having that feeling, and that feeling is weird, right? But that feeling is what makes you stop bull spitting in that matter, and execute. So for me, I just kind of use that as my execution. Anytime I feel uncomfortable, I try to execute. That's the best advice I could give anyone for that matter. Anyone else have any questions? Again, follow the backup page, and submit. Follow them. Well, follow us. The backup page. Follow them. Submit the question via Messenger, and we'll be able to answer it. And I answer it live as much as possible. Either way, for that, that's pretty much it. But I'm gonna find myself repeating myself for the most part. How many other black business owners out there? Got a couple eyes on me. Um, well, let's do this. Tazzy, would you like to come up and talk about what you have going on? That's fair. But for the most part, how's life? How's business going? Um, I think I asked that question already. Just got another question in. The question was, what is your vision for your business? Great question. Uh, oh, this person wanted to remain anonymous. Okay. With that being said, my vision. I think I'm. I look at this business being more for the people, and reach one, teach one is what I always say. With that being said, is you know, in order to reach out to everyone, and everyone has everything going on. I like to be that platform that connecting the dots, not more so of anything else, but really, really for the business owner to tell their story. When you hear most business owners, they really just talk the good things, versus some of the trials and tribulations of what it costs to be a business owner. I do apologize. Hold on for 1 second. Okay. I do apologize for that. Uh, I do have a question as well. A new question as well. What is business tactic or information about how to start? Well, tactic is really going based upon whoever it is. I look at tactic really in layman's terms of the way you execute things. And depends on what business, but just truth of the matter, to get business started is very simple, very easy. It's really establishing an EIN, and then from there, um, registering with your local state office and stuff like that, so you could be able to actually get started. Um, from there, you're pretty much in business. Now, the differences for me, I like to do proof of concept first. I would definitely grab the EIN first and foremost, always. And then from there, start the marketing and things of that nature. Um, with doing that, with that proof of concept, um, I found it very lucrative for me to um, be able to be where I'm going and execute very easily, um, for that matter. But thank you so much for your question. But for the most part, any other questions out there? Anyone else have any questions, concerns, or maybe ideas? I'm willing to shoot that. But either way, let me just re-acknowledge again. Shout Bob is nothing uh, more than a platform for business owners to really come in and and uh, give them a platform is really what that is. To give them a platform so they can be able to talk, um, and talk about the things that really matter. Like I said before, most business owners only want to talk about the goodness of how they got there, and it's like a special magic powder or potion to, really get there. But it's really just hard work and dedication, and really understanding that before you get your one yes, you're really going to have like 8,000 no's. And any business you do, no matter what product you're selling, um, or anything like that. So for me, I could speak on live experiences. I had maybe about 3 or 4 businesses that I opened successfully. Um, 3 or 4 businesses with opening successfully. Some of them, well, I had closed majority of them, like 2 of them, bare minimum. One business that was very successful that um, most people know me as Mr. Mobile U. Um, that was very successful, but it wasn't really a licensed business for that matter. It's crazy how uh, even finessing can, become very powerful in that aspect, of that. But, for me, the life experiences have been different, crazy, uh, amongst good times and bad times for that matter. Um, but this here, um, is really the platform for me because I've been trying to do this one here or start this venture for some years now. Um, it took some time to get this going, and now that I'm here, this is like the baby of the everything. So I've been waiting for this day to come as much as anyone else. For those that know me personally, for those that know me as Mr. Mobile, or the family man, or my daytime job, which is T-Mobile, or whatever the case may be. Uh, Depends on what's going on. For the most part, business has been a blessing, but it also could be a curse too. It's been hard, and it's never been a peachy walk for that matter, if I must say that. Uh, Give me a second. I think I got another question that came in. Truthfully, I don't know. um, this was a gift to me. So I had someone put it together for me because I never really had the flavor of it. Oh, pina colada. Um, that's the flavor it is. For those of us that's joining, pretty much, what is Shout Bob? Again, Shout Bob is just a platform like any other platform, but it's a little different. What makes it different is the fact that um, it's a platform for business owners that have it's a platform for business owners to come in, talk about their trials and tribulations, their good times and their bad times. What makes them unique and how they came up with their business idea, and maybe some tips and trips to how to really execute um, how to execute their business, or maybe some ideas on what a person can do to help them better execute their decisions and things of that nature. Oh snap! Too much smoke. I do apologize for that. Looks like I got a few more questions. One of the questions was, how long has I been have I been running my own business? Truth be told, my first business was when I was 18. Uh, I kind of jumped off the porch, still in high school, working and things of that nature. The name of that business was Warren Enterprises LLC. Um, that business was good. It was the start of everything for me, but what I wanted it to be was what Shout Bub is now today. It was set up to help people pretty much start business, talk about their business, trials and tribulations. If they needed help to walk through that, get their EIN or the necessary paperwork to understand what's going on as well. With that being said, that's pretty much the gist of War Enterprises. The problem was um, life. So I had to take care of bills and things of that nature, other stuff. I had to survive. So I didn't dedicate as much time and effort to it as it should have been. So that was the real truth of that. So technically, I've been in business for about 20 years, in and out, dabbling, running Mobile U, and a lot of other things. Mobile U was probably my most successful business venture I ever done. But for the most part, yeah. Uh, Got another question. What are your key identifiers to making effective business decisions? Really knowing, well, in any business, you really don't know nothing but what you want to get done and where you're at. All the other stuff in between, you really figure that out. Um, Decisions are never, how can I put it? You're always going to have bad decisions. That's just human nature. That's a part of life, right? So, the key to that is just not being afraid that if you got come across a bad decision that puts you in a hole, that not afraid to get back up and try again and work around that. Um, the willingness to pivot. I guess that would be the key to any decision making that you would ever do in business. There, because even being said, for me, uh, Warren Enterprises was what everything Shout Bob what it's going to be. Um, but I had to pivot. So that's really what that was. So with me pivoting to make other decisions, like I said, it's no bad decision or nothing that you do. It's just being able to identify the issues, and then once you identify the issues, to make those things work. Hello, Lady Leo. Excuse me, Leo Lady. Thank you for joining. Um, So pretty much, Shout Bob. Let me just go back through the mission statement again. Is really to set a bridgeway from consumer to business, black-owned business, really business in general. But for our people, I like to focus on us as a whole of ownership. It's many of us that that finesse is really good, or uh, cut grass on the side and don't realize they could have a business from that. Um, Take me for example. Mobile U pretty much was my business, but the truth of the matter, I never ran it like a business. So that would be the major difference of anything. So again, thank you for joining everyone. I'm on the next question. The next question is being on the brink of survival and starting a business. What helps you find a balance and keep going? Um, for me, to found that balance is dedication. Is really making up in your mind that this is what you want, no matter what that situation is. Um, because of that, nothing is too hard to go through, but it is hard to go through it. Every it must rain to appreciate the sunlight. If that makes any sense, right? That's really what that breaks out to be. Um, what's the next question? Oh, do you think people that have sprouted in the pandemic will continue to flourish once the pandemic is quote unquote over? Yes and no. It's 50-50 game. So the real major difference of what the pandemic does or did to most people is make you think outside the box. The key thing to being a business owner is always thinking outside the box, never being trapped into just this one guarantee idea, or what we like to call married to an idea. I'm never married to an idea. I'm not married to a business. So that means if I got to give up this business to go pursue something else that's going to make me more money, being probably for the best betterment of me, of my freedom and things of that nature, or another business venture for that matter, I'm going to take advantage of that. It's not a question to that at all. Welcome everybody else that came in. Hey, if anyone has any questions that want to be put up on the board or me answer questions today, you're welcome to first follow Shout Bob Backup page, and that's shoutbob.backup. With that being said, you follow them, then send a direct message through the inbox, and then we'll go ahead and start answering them from there. Shout Bob could. So, there goes Shout Bob back up. So, where did I leave off at? Let me just re-innovate again for the new people that just came in. What is Shout Bob? Shout Bob is nothing but shout black-owned businesses. That's really it. I want to highlight all black-owned businesses. With highlighting them, I not only want to talk about their accomplishments, but what really the deep stuff that they had to go through when they thought it was no way out, but then it was. It's a platform so the business owner can speak on their trials and tribulations, and what made them successful and why they kept going. Um, oh, okay, J Hall agent, how are you doing, boss man? How can I get my business highlighted? Oh, great question, boss man. Pretty much from here, shout Bob. You could definitely inbox me. From there, direct message me. From there, we'll send an email. I need your email. Excuse me. Direct message me with your email and your plans and what your outline is. That way, we can definitely put you on a highlight. But you're the number one real estate agent in Baltimore City, man. I seen you working out. You sell a house every 2 days. You a little different out there. HVAC Greg. Hey, what's going on, boss man? You definitely different too, boss man. You definitely, I would love to have you on this platform to get it going along with Jay Hall. And I think Tazzy also. Thank y'all again for definitely coming in as business owners, shouting out and just watching what's going on and being a part of the movement. Um, Again, let me just re-innovate that one more time. Shout Bob is nothing but a platform for to shout out black-owned businesses. No problem, boss man. To bridge the gap from consumer to black-owned business, literally like the mission statement is, but it's a little bit more deeper than that. I want to go into the the people that's actually doing well for themselves, but don't see their business as a business. They just see it as something, a means to get by. Maybe they don't know they have a business in their hands and things of that nature. There's been plenty of things I've done in my life, from man, I used to sell candy bars in elementary school for real, and stuff like that. And didn't realize that was a business for real. Um, it's just those, what we like to use is finessing. But the truth of the matter is, in the business world, finessing is nothing but regular business. Everyone finesses at some point in time. As our community pretty much see finessing as something negative. I definitely want to change that forte of how finessing is looked at with our people, because the truth of the matter is we are very savvy. We've been a savvy group of people in our culture for many, many moons. And the truth of the matter is, um, you'd be surprised. Just little things of Madam C.J. Walker and how she got a lot of stuff started, just by simply finessing. That's really what that was. Um, Now, is finessing get you in big trouble? Yeah. If you don't know the laws and things of that nature, there's been plenty of business opportunities I've been in that I got finessed. It's just as much as I've been in big opportunities when I was the outcome of everything and made it well. So it depends on what's going on and how things are, but that's really the gist of it. All right, I got another question. Have I ever considered making all my businesses conglomerate? Truth be told, all my businesses are conglomerate. So it's a way that you pretty much could deviate everything, and connect those dots to make other things work as well, without doing the LLC like 18,000 times. Now, the IRS, you only could get like 5 LLCs, I think it is, 5 or 6 tops. They put a limit on that now because there's been a lot of people finessing and getting LLCs and things of that nature and doing other stuff. Um, Unfortunately, some of those things was negative, which, as we all know, one bad apple spoils the bunch. So that's kind of what that situation was. But yes, it's a way to definitely do that. And once you register with the state, is basically DBNA and DB, DBA in everything. under that one business to make it work, which is I think it's maybe $100. Well, I'm in the state of Maryland, so maybe $100 to get done tops. Uh, every state is different, so I don't know every state, but it depends on what's going on. So with that being said, it's a few new people in the mix. So I want to re-innovate one more time. Shout Bob. What is Shout Bob? It's just a platform to shout out black-owned businesses. With shouting out black-owned businesses, it allows the business owners that give a platform to be able to talk about what their past experiences are, is future endeavors, um, where they are now, what the future of their business can be, what they see their business as, so forth and so forth. Um, it's just really what that situation is. That's all Shoutbox ever is and will be. Um, for those that just joined in, if you have any questions or concerns, business related, non-business related, Shoutbox related, please follow Shoutball backup page as well, and then get into the inbox and send a direct message. That would be the best way to get any questions answered. Thank you so much again for your time and patience, and for those that are sending the text messages, messaging through that app. Um, Also, I'm smoking my hookah because I'm really not. What you want to call it, sociable that often. So, for those that know me, I really kind of in the show. This is kind of me stepping outside my box, and I appreciate those that still here watching, viewing, and things of that nature to allow me to explain what is Shout Bob and what our mission statement is and what we're trying to do. Hey, welcome. Just going through the notes now of people that sent messages back and forth as well. For those that are new to the page and things of that nature, um, what is Shout Bob? Shout Bob is nothing more than a platform to allow black-owned businesses to have their time to shine. For that black business owner to highlight their business, their trials and tribulations to get where they are, and how does that work? Also, the program will pretty much be live interviews on IG. This is the first interview that we offered. Technically, I do have some people lined up like Mr. Real Estate Agent, Jay Hall, HVAC Greg, Tassie, and a few others that's in the audience today. Um, as business owners, um, well, I'm sorry, I was reading the question. Would Shout Bob be considered a nonprofit, or would it use the resources in guiding people in their business venture? That's a great question. So, truthfully, that's the end result for me. I do want to be able to have enough capital to be able to, fund help establish other business owners to get into effect and things of that nature. Um, with that being said, it's some red tape and it's going to get there first, but it will be there. As for the nonprofit aspect, no, it's not a nonprofit. Technically, it's a blog site. It's not even for-profit business. Technically, it's registered as a for-profit business, but it's not really a nonprofit at all, for that matter. For those that just joined, thank you again for joining. Again, let me shout out. If you have any questions and things of that nature of concerns, please follow the backup page of Shout Bob. What's that? Excuse me. Shout Bob dot backup. Excuse me. I'll be forgetting that a lot. um, with that being said, and then once you follow them, get into their inbox. From there, they'll be able to answer any question. While I'm going to answer every question live at that point. From there, most of the questions have been business, related. Um, if you have any business questions for that matter, definitely hit me up. Oh, I have another question. What is finessing? Wow. Finessing is, in my dictionary, well, let me just put it that way. I consider something that you're good at, that you really don't put no effort into it. You're that good at it that you're finding a way to make it always work in your favor. Um, for lack of better words, that's what I see finessing as. Now, can finessing be something that's good or bad? Yes, it can. I hate to be so cliche, but as Spider-Man said, with great power comes great responsibility, right? That's really what that situation be. It's the determination of you, or character of you, for that matter, that's going to be able to um, tell where you stand and what you're trying to do and who you are, as an individual. Uh, next question. Great question. Have you ever moved a business from one state to another state while in the building process, right? And no, I have not. The closest business slash non-business that I ever thought about moving from state to state was Mobile U. Um, Trials and tribulations. This is the problem. When you take your business, for that matter, and you're starting it in your hometown, before you venture out, you must conquer your hometown. That startup phase is different once you're going somewhere else. It's almost like you're starting all over, because your clout or your clientele would be in one state and you're in another state. If that makes any sense. So that is possible. It's been a lot of people that have done that. Um, I have a friend that pretty much left Baltimore and went to Atlanta. Um, it's possible. It can be done. But that question would definitely not be for me because I've never done that one. But hopefully I can have that guest on that have done that. That way we could move for that and definitely have that question answered for you. This last question, I truly don't, I really don't understand it. So could you resend that last question again? Excuse the noise in the background. It's pretty much my own. Oh, expanding the business to another state? Always. As I always said, well, what I just said earlier, you want to conquer home first. If you conquer home, and whether your business become a household name to your local community, to your local city, to your local state, it would definitely be a lot more easier to venture out and things of that nature. Now, truth. In my life, mobile use, like I said, was the most lucrative business I ever done. That really wasn't a business, but I was willing to go anywhere, anytime. If I had to go to New York for a client, I would have done it. It's not a question. I was traveling back and forth from Baltimore to DC a lot, definitely. Most of my clientele was in DC, wasn't really in Baltimore City too often. Now, did I have clients in Baltimore City? Yes. But I went where the money was. So, as I said before, I'm never married to an idea or anything for that matter. DC had more money, so I went there. So, if you find that your business makes more money online, I would definitely do that. Um, you know, oh, thank you so much, man. Yes, for the mobile you people that's in the building, thank you for supporting even then when it wasn't really that business for that matter. But in the same sense, like I said before, I have done many business ventures. Some things I never even got into an EIN, and I ran it like a business. Other things I got into an EIN, and it fell all the way apart because I wasn't putting the time or effort into it. And then other things, I put my time and effort into it, but I never really made it a business. So the question that you always come across in anything is, what's the difference between business and hobbies? And in my book, or my definition of business and hobbies, a business is something that's tangible, can kind of stand on its own 2 feet and hold its ground no matter and its own support. A hobby is something you really just do on the side. Now, can a business turn, well, excuse me, can a hobby turn into a business? Absolutely. And that's where Shout Bob comes from. So at the end of the day, this was what I was doing on the side, really, for me. I always preach everyone to get a business, start a business, stand on their own 2 feet, which was a hobby for me. Now it's literally a business as well. So at the end of the day, anyone could really change or know the hobby, but really well, excuse me, anyone could have a business or a hobby, but the key thing is how you see your business, because it's been plenty of times that I come across stuff or people and the little squeegee boys and stuff like that. I preach to them all the time about owning a business, and they don't see it as a business; they just see it as a means. And I understand that, and I get it because I was there. That's what Warren Enterprises was for me. Um, but I still had to, you know, eat and survive and things of that nature. That's what makes it hard for any business owner. Now, support. Your support system matters. Truly. Who you're around, friends, family, other business owners, that really, really matters. Um, as I always said before, for those, if you was a street runner, you kind of hung with street runners, right? But for those that businessmen or business in general, they tend to run together as well. Um, so if you're having a hard time of, establishing a foothold or the support system, then you probably need to change the people around you to get where you need to be. Truth. Hold on for 1 second. Great question. What happens to the EIN if you don't do nothing with it in the business? Truthfully, IRS kind of cancels it out. The state of Maryland, you literally have to go to the state of Maryland and close your business. So you have to go back down to the business registration in your local state. I'm here in Maryland again. Um, Go there, or city for that matter, and you have to go there and close everything. But for businesses, I always open up an EIN. For the most part, for most of my EINs I opened up, I ain't do nothing with them. They canceled out in the system automatically because they realize there's no funds and nothing going on with them. As of yet today, I don't know but that's a great question. I don't know the definitive answer. So for me, I definitely will get that definitive answer a little bit more. Um, that way, everyone could educate themselves in me. I don't know the answer to that one fully. How do I feel about partnerships and what is the process? With that being said, is partnerships could be a good thing. Partnerships can be a bad thing. Um, Many businesses starts on partnerships. You'd be surprised at how many people partner with other people and things of that nature to get there, and then they make it to whatever the end goal was when they first started, and then they kind of separate and go other places. But that's about the same thing as like-minded people around you. So it's nothing wrong with a partnership. Truthfully, paperwork matters. So I would definitely encourage you to do an LLP, um, a limited liability partnership. Definitely as the paperwork. That's where you start at first. Then you register with your local state, city, things of that nature, and then move forward from there. But that's the key. Definitely. Nothing wrong with partnerships. Great question. Hey, anyone else got questions? Please follow. I think they posted something earlier. Shout Bob back up, dot back up. That one, you basically follow them. Once you follow them, you could go into the inbox, like, share this image as well. Or for those that's here, please share. I'm out here dropping like golden nuggets for real. But I get it. At the end of the day, as a people, business is probably the only thing I ever seen that no matter what you do, you can really the business almost can survive if you dedicate the time and the effort to it. Um, I don't think it's not an industry out here that's not built upon um, anything else other than that structure of a business. So my time is almost up. I want to thank everyone here, and again, shout Bob. What is it? Nothing but a platform to allow black-owned business to shine. So, shout black-owned business is really what it stands for. Again, this is a platform for all business owners to come in, to stand on a platform to talk about their trials and tribulations, their hard times, as well as their successful times. Some of the times where they thought they was going to give up. Um, Other times when they kept pushing through or even left the business because most business owners are not married to no ideas. That's statement number one. That's really the difference of anything. So, is there any more questions in the room? I'm not seeing any more things of the nature. Let me double check again. What was your first business transaction and what emotions did you go through? Hmm. My first business transaction was Warren Enterprises LLC. Believe it or not, I literally helped the person get into business, open up an EIN, show them where they go out to the state office building, register them, and I get paid a dime for the process. And even being said that we worked out a price in the very beginning. So during that time, Warren Enterprises was, again, I probably was there when legal firms first started, when they charging people $500-$600 to get into business, and I did it for like maybe $200 tops, and I was licensed. Uh, for the most part, everyone around me was going to legal soon, so it was crazy. But my first business transaction, I was like the most happiest moment ever, but the most saddest moment ever because I got basically bamboozled out of my money. So I never got paid for that transaction. Shout out to that dude though. He definitely doing business and things of that nature, and I appreciate him. We still talk to this day. No hard feelings. It's just what that is, you know. It just allowed me to tighten up a little bit more of what that was. For my last couple of minutes, I can just really tell you the differences. Like, for real, for me, Warren Enterprises literally was the first business that I made that was a for-profit business. Didn't even make no money. Never made no money. So it was crazy to even have it, but then I put in business, maybe a few people, maybe 5 or 6 people tops. Got frustrated, left it alone, pursued other options and things of that nature. Then I had this grass cutting business. I realized that laboring ain't for me, and that's the truth. I can't say it no other way, right? So that didn't go through that well as well, because I realized laboring was for me, so I didn't put it in the efforts and things of that nature for that. Then Mobile U came along because I was really broken for the first 2 business ventures. Mobile U was just something I was finessing. But I was trying to finesse it in the best business light possible. So, like I said before, finessing is not always a bad thing, but it can be good. So, you know, I carried it like a regular full-fledged business. Like if it was business and everything else, I had contracts and things of that nature because I learned through the other businesses, contracts matter, paperwork matter. That's pretty much what that was. Here we are now with B.o.B, which was me touching and dabbling back into more enterprises again. And that's pretty much my story for what that is. But for the most part, I'm happy that everyone came in, joined. For the questions that I did have was very insightful. And I thank you so much for the support, people. For the most part, if there's any other questions or concerns or anything like that, definitely feel free to come back in. I want to thank y'all again for your time and patience. And again, Shout B.o.B is nothing but shout black-owned businesses. This is a platform for all black-owned businesses to come on and shine, not only just to tell their good products or what they're doing great, but their trials and tribulations when they thought they was going to give up, and why they kept pressing forward, because that matters. That's the key. That's the sauce that everyone needs to be who they are, because without that, without pain, you wouldn't really appreciate joy of the business or anything for that matter. So thank you so much for your time and patience today.